Efechto.
What's up, everybody? Jeff Morris here, Think International. We're at Sticky Teams 3 2012. What winning looks like. I'm here with Will Mancini from Auxano. Now, what is that, dude?
Now, Auxano is a term that means to cause to grow. When Luke talked about the early expansion of Christianity, he said the church Auxano. So we're a small band of coaches that basically want to help the church grow.
Help church growth. Now, how important for church growth are systems? You know, a lot of people like to kind of just flow because a lot of pastors aren't necessarily administrative. They like to stay away from it. But can you speak to systems for us?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the first thing that we talk about at Auxano is this idea of clarity. So clarity first. So clarifying what you want to do. Now, systems are tricky because they're not very sexy, they're not very exciting, right? And systems themselves don't cause growth, but when you don't have the right ones, you can limit just what's happening. So systems are very important. We talk about duplicatable process. Once you clarify what God wants you to do, what are the repeatable processes, organic, repeatable processes that help you get there.
Exactly.
And most churches, unfortunately, they get excited. There's some deposit of vision or some passion that gets them, birthed and launched off the ground, and you usually hit some glass ceiling. And it's not a passion problem that you keep hitting up against that glass ceiling. Usually, as you grow, Jeff, as you know, you hit these barriers, and oftentimes the system is a barrier for going to the next level that God wants you to do.
How often should your systems change? And is there particular numbers that you see where things really need to shift?
Yeah, the classic benchmark, it's still a helpful benchmark because most folks don't change enough when they're leading.
Yeah.
Classic benchmark is every 40% growth, you need to restructure or reorganize. And that would be as classic as like Peter Drucker, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, if anything has happened, that number has just accelerated. So the pace of change in communication, technology, and you might need to speed that up. So it's healthy to say you're in this constant beta, or this constant revision mode as a leader.
And now, as a leader, vision, systems, whatever it is, communication is important. And most pastors and leaders of organizations, they communicate for a living to large crowds, masses, and whatnot. But sometimes that gets lost to their staff. The importance of communicating vision and keeping your staff on line with what's going on.
Yeah, well, we have a little saying that is, words create worlds. What are you saying? And so the ability to spend the time processing together what are the few most important words that guide our vision, that drive our organization is really critical. And unfortunately, in church space, our communication is eclipsed because we're either too busy on the ministry treadmill, or frankly, Jeff, we've imitated or photocopied other church models, so our words don't have much depth because they weren't born through a process. We just borrowed a model,
they're
or
not your own.
Warren's words, or Bill Hybels, or Andy Stanley's. They're not our own. So we think it's fundamental to incarnate that expression and really come up with those key ideas, those key words. I love something. Hybels came out years ago with a book called Axiom, and it's like 72 of his life learnings boiled down into simple principles. His first one, and it was intentionally first, is the idea that language matters.
Right.
He just talks about how, as a leader, how he might spend months working on one key word that he's going to use to launch a vision or an initiative. And so we just think church leaders need more process for this. We're addicted to product, but process provides the meaning. And so when it comes to communication,
that's really good, by the way.
Have you spent time to come up, and what are those few key words that we do? We have a little tool called the Vision Frame that basically outlines what are the 5 key sets of words that you really need to have in your organization to lead with clarity. So, going back to your question, how important is it? It's everything, because the church is a message-centric organization.
Exactly.
Words are just symbols of shared meaning, and if we don't glue together as a team the stuff that we're about, you're going to have limited. You're going to hit a wall or limit your effectiveness down the road.
It's incredible. You said we're product.
We're addicted to product.
We're addicted to product.
But it's process that brings meaning.
How do we get past that? I mean, as far as we pastors love to go to conferences. I mean, we're at a conference right now, incredible one. But they love they come, they hear, they buy the books, or they buy the DVD packs or whatever. It's that getting into the action. How do you get into the action mode of it?
Yeah. Well, again, because I've been doing this for about like 11 years, I've thought through that question. So I talk about what I call think holes. It's the treacherous landscape of leading church, particularly in North America, where it's just not common to slow down enough and really engage process. So we talk about the ministry treadmill as a think hole. We talk about the competency trap. Something's worked for me the last couple of years. I move location, I run the same play, and I'm not discerning and processing for myself. We talk about the needs-based slippery slope. Sometimes just the squeaky wheels and the needs, I don't have time to really envision well or work on those words because I'm just running around. And, I feel, there's a treacherous, territory there. We talk about the conference maze. What I love about sticky teams in particular is, and the reason I'm here really is because Larry has a value that we're not a cloning conference. We're going to show differing points of view, and I love that. So, but that is a problem, some of the cloning conferences out there. And there's a few other things, but there's just it's hard sometimes to slow down and really do it. It's an important, non-urgent work, and it's easy to get overwhelmed with urgent ministry stuff.
So it's massively important, you'd say, then, for pastors just to have some time to think and figure out what exactly they should do, where exactly they should go.
Yeah, we say clarity isn't everything, but it changes everything. And so is God doing something cosmically significant and locally specific in your life and your locale and your ministry? I think so. And so there's going to be something missing if we don't push through to that. And so we just got done. I just challenged leaders, take a day a month, and here's some clarity tools, here's some clarity questions, and
that's cool.
Slow down enough and find that, that more meaningful place of leading.
That's awesome. Now, where can people find you online, Twitter, whatnot?
Yeah, you can find me at willmancini.com, or Will Mancini is my Twitter handle. Okay. You can find some of our resources at visionroom.com.
Okay.
Or Auxano.com. But Vision Room is a place that there's more content. Yeah. So it's our portal for all things clarity there.
That's cool. Hey, Will, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's incredible. Think International, sticky teams. We're out.